I love him such a lot of he's simply a particularly, he's a characteristic conceived educator. He certainly resides by his own principles, condition of this present reality. We really want them both, and we as a whole truly need each other like never before after Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. As of late uncovered that they had gone through a transitory detachment, it's not shocking that Will and Jada's sentiment has as of late been restored in the media, and considering that Nia Long has shouted out about her viewpoints on the couple's genuineness, had a few insights concerning their set of experiences together, that you probably won't realize what is happening between the three you are going to figure out. Nia Long and Jada Pinkett Smith offer a special history with regards to Will Smith. In spite of their common regard and cordial disposition, Nia Long suddenly gone after Jada Pinkett Smith. There are logical various variables that work out here regardless of their long commonality. The two women seem to manage everything well. Just while directing meetings, and Nia covertly harbors a profound disdain for Jada's hostile way of treating her companion. I'm a frivolous on the grounds that here's the thing now, I probably won't express a few mean things. And I probably won't do a few mean things, yet assuming you do something to me, definitely child Nia as of late appeared in a meeting with Individuals Television and spilled some tea on her relationship with Jada. She said I landed the position, yet she got the spouse. And it's odd to see Nia entangled in a long-running squabble with somebody before a man who can't comprehend that he's managing a shameful person. It's been guessed for quite a while that the performer is subtly enamored with Will Smith, and the consistent correlations and seriousness between them started the contention and made kinship unimaginable. Nia's strong character wasn't helping either, in light of the fact that she wouldn't allow herself to be powerless, scared, or moved around by Jada or her gathering. Nia has been known as a diva since her character radiates through so splendidly. Ania can be somewhat of a test. Better believe it. Well, no doubt he was a test up here, a smidgen, in fans generally upheld Nia for her smooth character. One fan remarked, "Don't know either lady anyway," when Nia alluded to herself as Nia Long. It said a ton regarding her character. Individuals who allude to themselves as an outsider looking in are typically egocentric. Jada has a major character and is in a peculiar marriage, yet she don't appear to be a mean young lady. It's not hard to see the reason why Nia and Jada would battle. Nia has consistently had an exceptionally amazing character, and the two are continually set in opposition to one another. It can get truly terrible when Jada, who needs to be in control, consistently goes head to head against somebody like Nia, who will match her development for a development. I resembled the young lady around, then I had everyone ringing my telephone, fellows, sending roses, precious stones subsequently. They were opponents as well as foes, as they would never believe each other. You could be believing that they ought to set their disparities to the side and work to fix their relationship, now that the area is seriously inviting, and there is less contest for work. Well, that is clearly not going to occur, as bits of hearsay have it that Nia has zero faith in Jada for the second time, close to this time, due to how Jada treats her significant other, Will Smith. He accepts that he can do anything. And that was whenever that I first had at any point seen an individual of color take that position, so it's exceptionally motivating for me, assuming that you're inquiring as to why Nia is so worried about the manner in which Jada is treating. Well, the response is that she and Will used to be exceptionally dear companions before he and Jada got hitched, and their marriage turned into a public joke, and fans sit back from slamming Jada at whatever point they're helped to remember this one individual remarked Jada is an egotist, and any individuals who's been associated with an egomaniac realizes they are great at causing the other individual to feel like they are the issue. And to this end, Nia is so worried about the manner in which Jada is treating Will. They became companions while cooperating on the arrangement of the new Sovereign of Bel Air, where Nia played Will's sweetheart and life partner. The new ruler of Bel Air was an enormous piece of my vocation to be straightforward. Nia has a long list of motivations to be worried about the way that Jada has gotten a ton of analysis for the way that she's dealt with Will during a meeting. Nia communicated her perspectives toward Will and Jada's relationship. She said, I feel terrible for Will and Jada right now since they've been very open to their own story. And it takes a ton of fortitude to do that. This situation began quite some time ago. Well, before they even got hitched, since Jada made planned to look fairly desirous of her relationship with Tupac. And in spite of the section of such countless years, since Tupac's passing, Will has still not yet conquered the hatred that Jada cared deeply about Tupac. That was a major lament for me too, in light of the fact that I would never open up to connect with Park. The issue was unwarranted on the grounds that clearly Tupac was a typical subject in her family. Since Willow thought of him a letter when she was 11 years of age, she composed, Dear Tupac, I realize you are alive somewhere. I believe that my mom truly misses you. Might you at any point kindly return? Might you at any point return some mom and me can be cheerful. I truly wish you were here. I truly love Willow. Yes, that was very uncommon yet here. And they're not the most terrible thing might have happened in light of the fact that something more regrettable happened when Will Smith arranged a huge birthday slam for Jada Pinkett Smith to praise her 40th, fully intent on hauling her out of the fump. She was in and helping her through the emotional meltdown she was going through eventually anyway. Jada didn't see the value in it, and she threw everything back in front of him. It would have been what lifted her out of this emotional meltdown. And it would have been my most profound, most gorgeous declaration of affection. And we did it. And I could go on and on all day about the time she uncovered that she held on to no craving to wed. Well, except for that she did so on the grounds that her mom constrained her to. I truly didn't have any desire to get hitched yet. We just got hitched on the grounds that Gammy was crying. She then offended him in recordings, and she records herself and distributes the accounts online. So everybody might watch them. I would agree, don't begin shooting me without asking me, or come assist us with again satisfying. I'm actually managing stupidity. We should not get into how Might's profession got ugly after all the show that happened during the Oscars. Jada, I love you. Jane too, can hardly hold on to see everything right. Gracious, wow. Yet hello, basically, they won't hesitate to act naturally around each other. Since they say unusual stuff like we ride together, we got together, awful marriage for life. Yes, it is clear to us all the way in which their marriage turned out to be such a ruins. And apparently this further cemented Nia's despising for Jada Pinkett Smith. Conceded on the expansion of red casual conversation, what broke records for the Facebook Watch show that she had a close connection with R.B. Craftsman, August Alsina, at the time that she and Will Smith were going through a time of transitory partition. Jada said 4.5 a long time back, I began a fellowship with August. And we truly turned out to be super old buddies. And everything began with him simply requiring some assistance, me needing to help his well-being, his psychological state. Jada kept saying we tracked down that large number of various assets to assist with getting him through, and from that point and now we're going through an undeniably challenging time, she told Smith later, explaining that the pair concluded that we planned to isolate for a while. I simply needed to feel great. It had been for such a long time since I felt much better. And it was actually a delight to assist with recuperating someone. And to this, Naya remarked, when you have a show like Red Casual Conversation, you need to be the thing you are imparting to the world. And that has become a colossal measure of strain. We as a whole have our promising and less promising times with affection. Love is something convoluted. Obviously, Nia was so very enamored with Will. Despite the way that Naya didn't freely embarrass Jada, she cast sufficient shadow on her. In a meeting that it was very obvious his thought process of her. In a meeting, Naya said, I recall that Will was this vivacious, silly, entertaining person that was fixated on playing golf in tennis shoes. And he was the very most joyful individual. He resembled Disneyland. I love him. And I will continuously cherish him. He's had a staggering vocation. And he's worried about a concern for a long time to attempt to represent what flawlessness resembles or accomplishment seems to be. And I don't feel that essentially, when we were growing up, there was space to be human. And I believe he's currently ready to be human. Nia basically blamed Jade for assuming command over Will's life and changing him from the light-hearted and funny individual he used to be into somebody who is answerable for worrying about a concern the people who are on the nearer side of things are doing so, in light of the fact that they will send her messages requesting that they date her as of now, which is an odd part of the circumstance. That is all there is to it for now, people. Until next time, farewell, unfamiliar.